So a lot of ideas come from sitting at the bar with brother AJ, and we usually just begin conversations just out of the blue about certain subject matters and things. And he's like, you know what? We should make this a show. Just kick this off and make this a show. So um I've been wanting to do a pop culture podcast for a while, and what better way to do it but with brother AJ, who seems to have his uh toe in the waters of new subject matter and old subject matter as well. And I always like the aspect of, the elder statesman with the younger view of subject matter. So before we go into this week's subject, I had some ideas for show titles because we haven't titled the show yet. But most likely by the day of the show debuting, it'll have a show title. The first one I was thinking about was VCR to stream.
That's a good idea.
Meaning that
like
now
it.
that we're streaming, and I used to be the VCR kid, you do that. The next one, when did you watch? Meaning, I probably saw something when it first aired, and you're watching it now.
Okay.
And lastly, I just thought about this one today, especially after the introduction I just gave. After a few podcasts, or after a few beers podcasts.
That's a good idea.
That's
Yeah,
a
I like
good
that.
one, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll pick from one of those that'll work
Okay.
after a few beers today at Seneca. So, big shout out to the Seneca. If you guys are checking in, make sure you check us out on August 1st for SummerSlam at the Seneca in Ridgewood, New York. Bell time is, I believe, at 6, so be there at 5 to get seating and such. Also, food, drinks are delicious. Everything in there is good money. So you guys want to make sure
wings,
the wings and things.
some burgers and wings.
Now that we have to order the Carl now, definitely have to order the Carl from here
The
on
triple?
out.
The
Yes,
triple.
the triple Smashburg. So make sure you guys check us out at the at the Seneca and Ridgewood, New York. Please, please, please come ready to have fun and tip well. Please make sure you tip well to the people. So one thing that, besides frustration over sports these days, and I guess the frustration with pro wrestling as well with us these days, that we've been connecting with, has been pop culture. And one of the biggest things that we're into is, of course, Batman. And
Absolutely.
Well, you just recently told me that you were an avid collector of the series as well, comic book wise.
Yeah, I collected comic books for a long time. Like when I was like in high school, I was really big into it. I haven't recently, but I still kind of keep up. I've been reading like Absolute Batman and stuff. So
has it been more easier now with digital to catch up on comic books?
I think so. Like I have the DC digital platform and I dabbled in the Marvel one. It could be kind of expensive though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like I forgot how much it is now, but I think it's easily over $100 if you want to get like every comic book the day it comes out. Like you can get a free version where you can get some like new books, and you can get like the like I forget, like there's like a free version, a semi version, and then like the ultimate edition. The ultimate edition, you get books 3 months, I think, after they come out. And then if you get the medium tier, you get books 6 months after they come out. So it's kind of like, it's not that great.
Yeah, long are the days of when we would go to the newsstands, and with $10, I could walk away easily with about like 15 books.
Yeah,
like,
not anymore.
About 10, 15 books. I was in the early, like the early stages of the 90s changeover with Marvel, and then with DC as well. When you saw and like McFarlane, Liefeld, Jim Lee, and all those guys, especially when Lee was, if he wasn't with Marvel, he was in DC. If he wasn't in DC, he was going back and forth, and then he, those guys opened up their own company, Image and such. But yeah, it used to be an easy find. We used to just go to either the newsstand or there was a laundromat that used to sell comics, and we was there. Batman was always my first goal when it came to quote unquote superheroes, because there's always that debate whether or not he is a superhero. Do you have that same kind of mindset as well?
Well, yeah, I always felt like he was a superhero. He doesn't have powers or anything, but he has the gadgets. You know, you can still be a superhero and just have gadgets. But with Batman, I always liked was his intellect. He was very smart. Just the way he like solves solve things. And I also like with Batman about like his world. It just felt realistic in a way.
Hmm.
Like Superman and like Flash and Green Lantern, it never really felt to me like realistic. Batman, just used his fists and gadgets.
Never really understood the whole Superman fandom. I collected
I
the
don't.
books, especially the prelude to Death of Superman. I was
Yeah.
on that series. I actually still have the graphics, the graphic novels. I have all the books, the collections uh, for those, that and World Without Superman. I have that as well. I
Mhm.
just never understood because he was just like mad OP. It's like,
Yeah, he's too overpowered. It wasn't really fun reading or watching anything with him because he's gonna win in the end most of the
right.
time.
But you see, I was the Batman guy because I would say that, yeah, he doesn't have this powers as everybody else does. At the same time, you wouldn't want him to, because if he did, you'd
Yeah,
be just as smart as Superman. Like, it'll be crazy.
I know, yeah. But also think about too, like his rogues gallery is like top tier. Like it's so good. Like I feel like for a superhero, you kind of need to have like a really good rogues gallery to help not carry you, but like makes it more interesting. Like Batman's got Joker,
Mhm.
Riddler, Catwoman, Two Face, Mister Freeze, Clayface, Two Face, Scarecrow. Like that's just off the top of my head.
Yeah, the only one that I could say that's second to him would probably be Spider-Man. Spider-Man
Yeah,
has
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
the largest, like, rogues gallery for him to have.
yeah. Venom, Green Goblin, Carnage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you think
Doc
of
Doc Ock,
like Superman, it's like you got
Brainiac, Lex
Brainiac,
Luthor.
Doomsday,
Hmm.
uh, 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 wow, like who else would you even like have to like put on
Uh,
that list?
Can't
Not
think.
even oh, it's
Apocalypse is more of like a
no,
Justice
no,
League
no,
villain,
right,
right?
he's more, no, Apocalypse is Marvel. I'm thinking
Oh, my bad.
I forgot the other one. He's from the planet Apocalypse. I swear he's from. Just it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't this
Oh, Dark Side.
Dark Side, Dark Side. Yeah, and it's like you don't really, Lex Luthor. Like, really, Lex Luthor is your arch nemesis.
I know he's just a rich guy, a rich bald guy.
Well, to be fair, people would say the same thing about Batman. Batman is just this rich fucking, I guess, narcissist, if people may say,
Oh,
with parents issues, that is out there in the streets, fucking
true,
beating up vigilantes.
true, but it's complicated. I feel like Batman, like it's complicated.
Nah. So, one of the best things that happened in the, I guess, Cape Crusaders um, lineage was something that you had recently rewatched again, which was the Batman animated series, which I
Yes.
remember when it first debuted many moons ago.
Hmm.
It was must see TV. It was must watch. We'd come after school, do what we had to do, even when we were hanging out. I'd be like, yo, I'll be back. Where you going? Gotta go watch Batman. Because
Hmm.
we didn't have that whole, unless you were recording it on the VCR and such, which I wish I would have done. You would have to wait to see it down the line. And I mean, from the intro itself is what really just
Oh,
everybody loves.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The intro is iconic. The intro to that show is iconic.
I
Absolutely.
I remember having the poster on my wall, and I'm gonna see if I can find another one, because As you can see behind me, I'm starting to load up the walls with all the stuff here.
Yep.
I really need to get that post again. As a matter of fact, I want to get the Lego Batman one. That's the one that's the cool one.
You're like behind me. You can't see it, but I told you the Batman animated series poster with Kevin Conroy's autograph right here on my wall.
Oh my god, we'll get to that in a sec. That must have been like meeting like Jesus when But what made you dive back into watching the the animated series again?
I don't know. I just felt like just wanted something to watch, and I felt always felt like with the Batman the animated series is very comforting for me. Just watching the episodes, like that's a show I can watch, never get bored of. Just watching it all in order, like it's just a great show. Like the villains, like honestly, that show has probably the best performances of the villains. Joker, like iconic. Mark Hamill, amazing. Probably has the best performance of like a Riddler. The Riddler is amazing in that show. Mr. Freeze, like that show literally made Mr. Freeze a household name again. Like before animated series, Mr. Freeze was a joke. He was like a C-level like joke character. Heart of Ice, it won an Emmy, right? Was that what it won?
Yeah,
Like,
it won an Emmy.
Amazing.
It gave the animated series gave such great backstory.
Clayface too.
Clayface, the villains, and we saw, you could have gone just one season with just all his villains, in which you did most likely. Joker will pop up from time to time and such, but it was more of a intro to many people who didn't even know where this character developed, and where his rogues gallery, his villains came from. There was even the time where even the throwaway episodes like the Man Bat episode and such like that, you were still watching it, and was like, oh, okay, I could see why this person could be interesting. You mentioned Heart of Ice. What other episodes was very I guess iconic in that series?
Well, I'm a big Joker fan, so like I love the Laughing Fish episode, the Christmas episode with the Joker with the iconic. What else can I think of off the top of my head? Clayface is very good. That two-part was very good. Oh my god, I'm trying to think off the top of my head right now. I would have like, oh my god,
one of the most deep and thought-provoking episodes was the one with Scarecrow that he made. Made Bruce believe his parents was alive and such. I love that.
Yeah.
Great
episode.
And how Bruce was able to piece together how everything wasn't what it was supposed to be. One villain that you mentioned was the Riddler. Riddler was always seen differently, and we talked about the Batman 60 series, and so the Riddler from there, Frank Gorshin, was a iconic character. It was he played like this in early roles in his career. He played like gangsters, Broadway, very theatrically trained. But he took the Riddler character and just elevated to something that was just villainous but fun. Possibly what Joker should have been, right?
Yeah. Honestly, in that entire 66 show, a lot of the characters were kind of like just very like campy, and for a while, Joker was campy because of that era, like with Adam West and stuff, making him do all the gimmicks with the Joker balloons. Like for some reason, in the 60s and 70s, every Batman related character had like a thing named after them, like the Joker balloon, Joker. The bat repellent and the shark, that's it's ridiculous.
Shark repellent.
Yeah, like the bat credit card. It's ridiculous. Like I feel like 80s, 90s is when they finally started making like the characters more serious again. So it's like the Riddler became more of like a mobster, like he still had a little bit of his camp to him because it's the Riddler,
right?
Makes puns. He have to have puns and stuff with the Riddler. But definitely took his character more serious for sure.
It's, when you would see like the Penguin and with Burgess Meredith, the man who becomes Mick in fucking Rocky, and, and he's hooking around and shit.
Yep.
And King Tut is always that episode when Batman does the shit like that.
Egghead.
The egghead.
Yeah.
Now you talk about villains that they brought out. That 60s show tried everything possible under the sun. They had like 3 versions of Catwoman. It was just like all over the place.
Yep.
But you talked about also, later on the 80s and 90s. One of the biggest things that occurred as well for Batman was when they brought Batman to the motion pictures, to the big screen with Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, and such. That first movie was, ticket sale wise, I don't think I was able to see that movie until like weeks later in the theaters. That's how much that thing sold out.
It's like the Odyssey right now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We still looking for fucking IMAX tickets. But yeah, it was phenomenal how huge it was. And when you think about who directs it, Tim Burton, the guy, at that time was behind like Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure and shit like that, to then become this director who puts a iconic character on the big screen. Did you think that and now that you look at it later, was it a good call to put Michael Keaton as Batman at the time?
I think so. He's a very good Batman, and Bruce Wayne, very good. Like I was around obviously back then, but I did hear like there was like people saying that why is Michael Keaton playing Batman? He's like
Oh
not
yeah.
known for these roles, but looking back on it, I feel like he did a great job. He's definitely up there in terms of best Batman, I would say.
I
Between
always
him, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, between him, I like Christian Bale, even though like the voice is whatever, but I still like Christian Bale's Batman.
Oh yeah, we'll do a breakdown of our
Yeah,
favorites coming up. But
but
with
live action wise, he's definitely up there, I would say.
I always say that, guys, you're not mad at who's Batman. You're mad at who's Bruce Wayne. That's who you're mad at.
Well, yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, because it's very hard to play both roles very well. Like if
Mm,
you look at most like tier lists and stuff of Batman, and it's always like they have to do a best Batman and best Bruce Wayne separately
right.
because I feel like most of the time the actor has a trouble either performing as Batman or Bruce Wayne. They can never get both correct, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's always this because for me, I could always say, look,
Like Val Kilmer.
put Bruce Wayne as Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
and then you could put a stuntman as Batman. No, nobody would fucking know. Nobody would
Mhm.
care.
Yeah.
It just now it's become that duality of personalities that people are trying to forge to see if you can balance both on that. And we'll do a breakdown soon enough about that. So just double back into the Batman the animated series.
Yeah.
It was I could still say ahead of its time. It's one that I think holds up very well
Absolutely. It
to
still
this
holds
day
up.
and age.
Yeah, definitely.
And like you say, it's one of those like you could actually fall asleep to watching it. Like
I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I turn on on HBO, whatever it's called now. Just leave it running. Wake up to it. It's in season 2 or whatever it is. I'm good.
never miss a beat, right?
Nope.
One of the biggest things that also came out of that series was basically the introduction and the presentation of Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
how she's become a more recognizable character in Batman's gallery as well. And
She's like skyrocketed in popularity in the
oh yeah,
past like decade or so. With
uh,
with Margaret Robbie is in Suicide Squad. She's skyrocketing in popularity. She's almost like on Joker level, in my opinion, in terms of popularity. She's
well,
almost there.
you can see why many times Joker's also tried to kill her because she tried to take his shine.
Well, yeah, there's episodes in the animated series where it's been like that, like the episode with Harley and Poison Ivy. Like the reason why she joins up with Harley Quinn is because like he's jealous, basically. He gets
Right.
jealous of her.
There's that episode when she comes out of jail and she's trying to do good. and everything just seems to go wrong. It's like, oh
Mhm.
my god, Mr. J, and you're just
Yeah.
like
She's shopping in the department store, and she's
and you're
trying to
rooting for her. You're actually rooting for her.
she's trying to actually buy clothes legitimately,
Right.
but she's so, like, socially awkward, and she doesn't know how to deal with that. So she just, "All right, well, you can't I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Over."
No, and then well, you also brought up Poison Ivy as well, a character that um
There's
got
some dark
you
episodes with her.
yeah, yeah, very, very but they use her later on in the motion pictures, and I thought
Yeah.
the usage of her in the animated series was very well done, and like you said,
Yeah.
very dark. You could tell that this was a woman that, like you said, there's inability of social cues as well,
Oh
but
my
also
god. Yeah, the
unable to
episode
connect with anybody else in human
yeah,
form.
the episode when she creates her own family out of
Right,
plants, it's like,
right.
that's dark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that she has the inability to, not really connect with humans, other
Mhm.
beings. Her
Yeah.
only life connection is, plants, and that's
Mhm.
very when you think psychologically about these characters, these villains, it almost pertains to say that who's really the villain here? Like, who's really the bad
Mhm.
person here?
Yeah, exactly. That's why they're so good.
Yeah. Um, I know the layup is always Joker. I know everybody
Oh,
will
yeah.
say that, but who's your who would you say is the better villain for Batman?
Oh, wow. Um, joke I'm trying to think now, I gotta think now, dang. I always really liked Riddler. Like, Joker's my favorite villain, so
Mhm.
I don't wanna but Riddler, Mr. Freeze is really good, especially animated series Mr. Freeze.
Nora. It's like
Nora.
you just feel for him, and his strife is just to get the love of his life back.
I know. Oh my god, wow. I really like Scarecrow in the end. Well, in the animated series, the way they did him the first try, it wasn't good. I feel
Mm.
like after the second or third time, they really did a great job with Scarecrow. Two-Face, I liked a lot in the animated series. There's a really good episode or two, Two-Face in there.
I have to say, for me, first number one would be for me would be Two Face. Two would be Riddler because of how
Yeah.
cerebral he is with him. He makes him work mentally. And then lastly, but like I said, this is all excluding Joker and such. I think
I know.
lastly, um, I think Scarecrow. Scarecrow is there's a real deep uh connection with him, and I see a lot of him and a lot of people that surround us where
Mhm.
he's ostracized, he's looked down upon, he's this really smart scientist, but yet he was like probably the bottom of the totem pole when it came to his field.
Yeah.
And he was just always used and abused, and so he finally just found a way to come back. And like you said, the second half of when they used him in the series was, I think, the better part for him.
Well, and also we're forgetting about Bane too. Like, they used Bane in the animated series.
Yeah, yeah. I have a love-hate relationship with Bane, honestly.
Yeah, that's why you we're talking about at the bar, Nightfall, and, like, personally, like, I like Bane, I think he's cool, but he's not one of my favorites, personally.
It was funny because I always said in the animated series, why did they give him such a I mean, I understand where he's from.
Yeah, well, it's, kind of like
I
a
think it's like
respect to Lucha Libre and stuff, right? Like
yeah,
the
but like
whole
a Latin American, I guess Latin American
yeah.
country he's come from, but it's always been indecisive of where we actually want to put him, but they gave him that accent, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
then even, like, jumping to, like, the Nolan movie, Dark Knight Rises, I feel like they killed his character, giving him that really stupid voice, like, the Batman, like, the
Oh,
really bad oh.
the voice of the voice modifier.
Yeah, like, they made it's a meme now because of how cringy it was, like, ugh.
Yeah, we'll get to those the movies
Yeah,
down the line as well. This to me because I know this is gonna be looking like probably a two-part, and I'm all with the shits because when we talk about Batman, there's a so much
I
that
can
areas you could peel for it.
I can talk for hours about Batman, honestly.
So yeah, I also liked when they did those episodes where they were, kind of away from Batman and such, like when they did the
Mhm.
Jonah Hex one. I love that those episodes.
Yeah.
They were very timely. Oh, when they did the Gray Ghost, that kind of
Beware the Gray Ghost is a great episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic one as well. I think that was nominated as well. I think that was one that was nominated
Mhm.
before.
Yep. Adam West. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That was another thing too. There was a lot of Easter eggs that the animated series would drop.
Well well, you know that in that episode, the villain, the toy collector, was voiced by Bruce Timm, the guy who created the show.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
And then they
So
would bring out these new characters that we probably never really recognized as such.
yeah, Baby
Um,
Doll,
Baby Doll. What was the other one? The Scarface, the
the
puppet,
ventriloquist,
the
I think, right?
ventriloquist. Um,
Yeah.
what was the other one? The timekeeper, the watchman,
The Clock King?
the clock king. And there was and then there was I think was this the first time we've ever seen the condiment man on a show on a
Yeah.
show?
Yep. 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 It was the episode when there was like these random people like that were doing like really bad jobs as villains. Yeah, the
Right.
Condiment King. There was another guy who was like a rat or something.
The
The
rodent
rodent.
rodent
Yeah.
master, some
Yeah,
shit.
but yeah, the Condiment King though is hilarious. And like he's also in a lot of games now because of how iconic that 5 minutes of screen time he got. He's in Lego Batman too. If you played it, like he's in
I
there.
started playing. I have to get up into it more. I and we there was a lot of there was that also remember that Joker episode where he wanted to be I guess a stand-up comedian. He wanted to
Yeah,
win
that's
like the law.
that's what it was. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
that was that episode. You're right.
There was
He had
three of them that were judges or something.
there was like the Roseanne kind of character.
Yeah, they were the judges for that contest, and he
Right.
like made them become villains.
It's like I say, it's just
Yeah.
there's a lot of nuances. Warner Brothers did one hell of a job of actually backing that. I believe Spielberg was Spielberg producing that as well at one time. I'm not
I
sure.
I couldn't tell you for sure,
Yeah,
but
I know that because I know he was behind Animaniacs and Tiny Toons and shit like that. But I saw that Warner Brothers was like they really leaned in hard for it. The one thing that basically really did kind of from what I remember, it um, the networks were not very happy with the darker tones of the series.
and the guns, right?
Yeah, yeah, especially the guns aspect because during that time and probably during the whole set, everything was about selling toys.
There's
And
also like back in the mid '90s, like even like with the Spider-Man animated series, they couldn't say the word blood. They used word plasma.
mhm,
They didn't use actual guns. They used like laser guns.
mhm.
So back then, it was really surprising for a cartoon to have actual guns and blood and violence like that. You know,
I mean,
it's
because
very
honestly, he's fighting street level, you
oh
know,
yeah,
villains and what else is he's not going to use plasma guns? He's not going to use fucking lasers.
plasma.
Yeah, he's going to use fucking bullets. And
Hmm.
I thought it
Well,
was
yeah,
real
the
smart.
whole mob. You know, it makes no sense and just it's the
Exactly.
mob, Tommy guns and stuff. You know,
Yeah, and everybody on that like I said, street level. So um I was happy that the producers, they didn't give in. They gave, that full run.
yeah.
And they actually thought that that was gonna be it. They was gonna do the one season and that was it.
Yeah,
And they
they
were
did
already
Batman and Robin, and then they did
yeah.
the New Adventures too. When they changed, like, how do you feel about that when they changed all of like the villains and characters designs? What's your opinion on that?
So when they were on, all right, so at that time, when they first started, Batman the Animated Series was on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And Fox was a little bit more edgier at the time. They would,
Mm-hmm.
they had that carte blanche to do certain things. This is why they
Mm-hmm.
had certain shows like Married with Children and such that was on there. So they had given that. Then finally, once they were given that, okay, well, this might be it. It doesn't look like it's gonna go. They were like, all right, time to wrap it up, guys. Then they moved to the since it was a Warner Brothers show, they moved it to the WB, the CW.
Yeah.
Um, there had to be some kind of changes that involved. I I wasn't upset so much with the character changes, character looks. I did like the new Batman look.
Yeah.
I was cool with it.
I don't like Joker though, the way he looks in the new one.
No,
Well, he looks kind of weird, like a really weird design for the
yeah.
Joker.
The Scarecrow was really like I was like, I thought you guys were gonna move away from darker shit. He looked even more fucking
Yeah,
creepy.
he looks scary with the noose around his neck and like
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that was it two or three changes with the Scarecrow?
There was at least I think three. There was three designs.
It was
The
three
first
designs.
one he had that sack over his head and he looked
Yep,
kind of goofy.
mhm,
Then he had there was three designs for Scarecrow. Yeah.
mhm. And, changes with Clayface as well.
Yep.
They made him more, I guess, more solid looking.
Poison Ivy too.
Poison yeah,
Penguin got designed because like in the original animated series, he was kind of giving that Danny DeVito,
right,
but and in like the new adventures, they kind of made him more like they kind of thinned him out a little bit. He didn't have like the really like hands like the like penguin hands like he had
right.
in they weren't all bad, the designs, but still it's kind of jarring. It's weird.
Yeah, you could tell you saw it differently. Like even Gordon had a different hairstyle somewhat.
Yeah.
Bruce looked a little bit more sharper. He
Hmm.
had a little more look, and then we get the transition where Dick is gone. He's
Tim
fucking
Drake,
yeah. He's now become Nightwing,
Nightwing.
and um even that was a kind of different look for because you didn't think that would actually happen, and then and it fucking just clicked that yeah he's Nightwing now, and Tim Drake is now in the
Yeah.
Robin position. So I thought you know they didn't lose too much storyline wise, but you did sense there was some kind of change a little bit.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a dip, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There was still some good episodes. Like I love the episode Joker's Millions. That's a great episode.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Uh, he says that he got money, he doesn't know what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah, he's like Batman. I'm not scared of, but the IRS,
Rest-
no.
What season was the one with? Was that the one with? Is that the same episode with the casino? That with Joker has the casino? No, that's not it,
I
right?
don't think so. No.
The one when Joker is dealing in front of Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne fucking outwits him.
It might be actually. I don't have to rewatch it.
But yeah, there was a lot that was still good and meaty on that show. We then we were talking about this one earlier when that wasn't enough for them, and the animated series was done. They brought in a new Batman series a couple of years later, The Batman.
The Batman with Ross the Joker. That show had some crazy ass designs. Really wild designs.
That was all over the place.
It wasn't horrible. Like if you rewatch it, there is some rewatchable value to it, but it's really weird.
Yeah, I could not Phantom. Why would you move away from something that was already working to that? Like it just didn't seem to resonate. And I think a lot of fans saw it too, that it just wasn't the same. The music was just more upbeat. It was a bit
The Batman.
it was more faster. It was more like seizure inducing. I don't know. When you first watched it, especially how the Rogues Gallery was there, what was your thoughts on it?
Oh my god, the Batman! I remember watching the first episode when it aired on WB Kids 11 when I was like in 2005, and I'm like, oh my god, a new Batman show, and the Joker is the first villain. Let's go! And then you see him pull up in the cell, and he got dreadlock. Maybe he's got the long hair, and he's got no shoes on. I'm like, what the fuck? What is this?
Wasn't he like hunched over and like
Yeah, he's like a hunchback. Yeah, he's like hunchback, really long hair, really jagged teeth. Like
yeah.
my man's fucking like had too much like candy.
Meth.
Like,
It's on meth.
yeah, like Joker had a weird design. I wish I can pull up video or pictures. It would be a lot easier, but Mr. Freeze wasn't that bad actually though. Mr. Freeze was probably one of the only villains that had like somewhat of a decent design.
Mm.
But yeah, like Penguin really looked kind of weird. Um Poison Ivy looked really weird. Then you had like Firefly. Honestly, with that show, more than anything, the designs are weird, but the plot made no sense. They introduced Batgirl before Robin.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Makes
That was
no
the other thing that was
sense.
interesting. Yeah.
No sense. Absolutely no sense.
It was
And
funny because like with the animated series,
also, yeah, also
with
considering that this show was more about like year 1 or year 2 Batman. Like, so it's like Batman just starting out, and
yeah.
you're introducing Batgirl first, which makes no sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you had in the animated series, the introduction to Batgirl when she comes in,
Hmm.
Barbara Gordon, and it's
Hmm.
you saw her maturity into the role as
Hmm.
Batgirl, as opposed with this one, it was just like poof, there you go.
Yeah, it's like a fucking 12-year-old Batgirl that
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
I don't know where. But also with the animated series, another good episode is Batgirl when she dies like in a dream,
Mhm.
right? And it's like Jim Gordon turns on Batman, and the whole GCPD is chasing after him.
Right, right. Oh
That's a
yeah,
very dark. Is that called Over the Edge? I think.
I believe so. I have to look at the
Very good episode. Very good episode.
one series also that was, I believe, in between those, one series that popped up as well, which is one that I could not get into, but apparently has a very strong fucking following, and I just couldn't get it. Was Batman Beyond, and I know you love it.
I don't. I wouldn't say I love it. It's a good show, and like I rewatched it recently, actually about a month ago, and it definitely has its place. And like we talked about this at the bar, like
Mhm.
the villains are just not good. I don't really care for the villains. Like I like the Joker gang, like is really good. They bring back Mister Freeze for an episode or two, which is actually
Mhm.
really good. But yeah, like what's it? Ink. There's a villain called Ink.
Yeah, I know Ink.
Is
Um,
it, like there's like
who's
I
the
forgot their
one that had
names
like
because
it's like
they're
a robot?
forgettable.
It's like a cyborg kind of thing. It's
A lot of the villains are very forgettable. Like even like there's a guy that turns into like what's call it? It's like radioactive, and he's got like a skeleton, and
yeah, it has
he's
a
like
green. I think it's like a green head or some shit like that. Yeah,
yeah. I forgot their names. They're not for and like the first season was really good, but then like as you said, they were trying to like get more of like a younger audience, and like they're trying to tone down the violence. So they made Batman Beyond more of like a show about Terry in high school getting girls. I
that
do,
of
I
course
do,
push that McDonald's Happy Meal line.
but I do really love the movie though, The Return of the Joker. It's a great
That was
movie.
probably the only uh aspect that I did love of the Batman Beyond series and such was the movie. Same to be said, Mask of the Phantasm. Oh my
Phenomenal
goodness.
movie. I rewatched that recently too. It's a
Wow.
phenomenal movie.
Wow. I mean, what a great
Amazing.
adaptation. And mind you, I think that's what it was. I believe that when first season of Batman the Animated Series was done, if I might stand corrected and such, they believed that it wasn't coming back, so they did the movie so that
Yeah.
there was going to be some kind of closure and such.
Hmm.
But I think what happened was that there was such a high demand because of that, because they did phenomenal numbers in the theaters that they
Yeah.
had to bring it back. It was such a great adaptation from the series, and also it didn't miss a beat when it came to storyline.
Oh no, it was amazing. The storyline and amazing. Yeah.
I'm just like more of the the idea, the premise of you could have pulled so much out of that fucking movie and brought it to the next season, and they didn't, but they did at the same
Hmm.
time. But they could have done so much more with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, like you mentioned, the Batman Beyond movie was probably
It's very dark too. It's very dark.
And they, I know a lot of people sit there and go, "Oh, we're doing a Joker again," but you got to. He is, I was just watching Dark Knight the other night, and we'll go into that. And like I said, it's going to be a part 2 to this because we could talk about Batman all day, but it's that when that scene when Batman and Joker are in the interrogation room. It's like, why do you want to kill him? He's like, "Oh, kill you?"
You're too fun.
It's like, no, you complete me. It's like that's their whole lives. That's what they are.
They're yin and a yang. Literally.
Yeah. So before we wrap this one up, I just want to go into let's see. Since we talked about Batman the animated series, I'll throw out a villain, and you'll grade them on from, I guess, the S tier to the.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, we'll just I guess I'll fill in the blanks later on. So let's throw out, of course, Joker is.
He's the top of the top, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's and every time he goes on, he's on the screen in the animated series.
He steals the show.
Even if it's for those episodes when you just see him sitting in Arkham just for a moment, and he's just doing stupid shit, playing with the cards, or he's fucking just laughing. He steals
the show,
right?
And Mark Hamill, his voice is iconic. Like whenever I think of Joker, and when I'm reading a comic or anything, I think of his voice, iconic.
Yeah. Penguin.
I like Penguin. I would if we're doing like a tier list, I would put him like in a high B or low A.
High B, low A.
I think he's okay.
I'll go high C, low B. I'll be around that because I like
a little boring in my opinion.
I like gangster Penguin.
Yeah.
Not campy. Always got to use silly fucking animals, penguins to fucking be.
Colin Farrell's Penguin though is amazing in the new show. Fantastic.
Yeah. We'll talk about the live actions on the next episode.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze.
If we're talking like before the animated series, garbage. Like D. If there's even like he's horrible. Once we did they did Heart of Ice. Phenomenal. They finally, gave him a backstory with Nora, how he's a scientist. Fantastic story. Now, if we're doing Batman and Robin, the movie with George Clooney, I don't like. That's a great movie to watch if you're like drinking a couple. You're at a bar, you're chilling. It's so bad, it's good. But I like Mr. Freeze. I'll put him in B tier.
For animated series, he is A for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. If we're doing animated series tier list, he's A for sure. Yeah,
he's definitely A for me. Scarecrow.
A.
Yeah,
I would say A. Even like if you're doing like live action, like with the Cillian Murphy did a great job as Scarecrow, but he's very underrated in my opinion. There's so many stories you can do with him. And like just off of the episodes of the animated series, there's so many good episodes with Scarecrow as the main antagonist.
Yeah,
I would put him in A. I don't know if that's a hot take or anything, but I'll put him in A.
Yeah, A is up there for me. Riddler.
I would put him in A as a villain. I think he's one of Batman's more interesting villains, personally. Like Frank Ocean did a great job, and he honestly was probably the best villain in that adaptation of Batman with Adam West. In the animated series, he's phenomenal in the episodes he's in my opinion. And even I think Jim Carrey did a good job with him. I know it's campy, but I would consider it's a good Riddler because I feel like
okay,
yeah, I feel like Riddler for a good Riddler, you need to be a little crazy, but also smart at the same time. Like, how do you feel about the most recent Riddler the last Batman movie. What do you think about him? The more like serial killer kind of
Oh, that
Riddler.
kid was fucking dark, and I loved every fucking aspect of it. And that's like I would think that that's what a modern day Riddler would be like. Internet
Yeah,
savvy, social media working, no
yeah,
ins and outs. It goes in. That's exactly what
yeah. Nowadays, because
a loner
there you go.
really wants to be recognized and be important, but not everybody know that he is the one behind everything, but just to be known. That's what a Riddler kind of character. I loved
Because
it.
even the animated series, they kind of like made him more of like a computer tech like video game developer. That's
Yeah.
like, and I feel like it's a sign of the times. Like nowadays, making him like that like cybersecurity title, like really, it's a good Riddler. But Riddler is very good. He's one of my favorites. I put him in A tier.
Yeah, I
But
put him. I put him side by side. If not, but just under Joker. I've always been a big Riddler guy.
I feel
Um,
like no one touches Joker in my opinion. If that's my
uh,
opinion.
pseudo villains because we've seen it. Catwoman,
Like she's an anti-hero, really.
right?
I don't know. I like Catwoman, but I don't know. If I'm watching an animated series, I wouldn't like be like, oh, I'm gonna watch Catwoman episodes, you know? I would put her like in B tier as a
Mhm.
villain.
Uh, Raish, Ra's al Ghul.
Interesting. So
I loved what they did with him in animated series as well.
oh yeah, that
Uh,
three-parter.
yes, that
Three
was
part.
just like fantastic.
I like Rachel Ghoul. I would put him in like B tier too, like high B tier. I like the episodes he's in the animated series and in the games too. Like he's very good in Arkham City.
Mm.
Um, now with Batman Begins, how do you feel about Batman Begins Ra's al Ghul? Because I know there's a big plot twist in that.
I think it was good. I thought they picked the right actor to play it. I thought the storyline meshed, and then when we find out in Dark Knight Rises how everything culminates together to like finalize all that stuff, I was like, yeah, I
Yeah, the
can see
plot
it.
twist with Talia at the end of that.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see how that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we could go through a whole
Yeah,
his
I can.
real
Yeah.
thing, but before we wrap it up, since we're talking about Talia and Catwoman, we often talk about who's Bruce Wayne's, who's Batman's truest love.
Ooh, that's really tough because like he has a kid with Talia, Damien. I personally think it's Selena Kyle though. I think it's Selena Kyle. There's so many comic books of the two of them. You know, they're very compatible, and I
Mhm.
think right now in the current books, they're married, right? I
Yeah,
think.
remember? Yeah, remember he dated Wonder Woman as well too. So like he did in the comics, he did have that kind of moment.
I know that's right. That's right. He didn't date Wonder Woman for a while, but yeah, I think personally he likes Selena Kyle, or they're more like meant to be. Even though like in the animated series though, don't they always say that like he loved Talia al Ghul though? Like I'm pretty sure like in the animated series they were trying to push those two to be more of like I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, her beloved, and
Yeah.
all that detective. Uh,
Yeah.
but for me, it's the compatibility is easily him and Selena is just it's
Oh my
undeniable.
god.
It is those
But
two.
speaking of Talia al Ghul though, in the Batman Beyond, there's the episode where like he sees Talia al Ghul and like she basically puts Batman and Bruce Wayne into the Lazarus pit
Mhm.
and they kiss, right? Then like 5 minutes later, you find out it's Ra's al Ghul the whole time, and Batman's like, "Whoa, hello." That's a good episode too from Batman Beyond. But yeah,
Bat Mook is the
the
Bat
Bat
Mook.
move. Hey, but hey, it's like Thailand, bro. Like he didn't know. He
Here.
didn't know. He didn't know. That's
Listen,
not. It's not Bruce's fault, bro. He
uh,
sees Talia.
unaccountable deniability.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I feel like honestly though, like in most like animated series and like shows, you would think it would be Talia al Ghul though, because they do also have the kid together. But yeah, I feel like it's up to interpretation.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, please. Like you said, we could talk hours on Batman. This
Yeah.
is like strategy to Batman. The sequel. We could do the sequel of this.
Yeah, we gotta do like an actual tier list. I feel like at some point, like ranking the villains, like
definitely.
like an actual tier list.
But yeah, AJ, let everybody know what you're gonna be gaming, what you gaming on now, what you're gonna be playing and streaming soon.
I've been trying out that new Marvel Tokon game. I love fighting games, so I've been trying to get used to that. It's kind of a learning curve for me. I'm not great at like those tag fighters. I more like play like Tekken and Street Fighter. What else am I playing right now? I'm replaying Kingdom Hearts again, because of course I am. My favorite series of all time, Kingdom Hearts.
Are you speed running it?
Yeah, I speed run Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Right now I'm trying to play Kingdom Hearts 2 on the hardest difficulty. It's just insane. Like I've been watching YouTube videos trying to play. What am I playing right now? I might be playing when it comes out, Metal Gear Solid, Guns of the Patriots. Comes out like in a few weeks. That's gonna be amazing.
Definitely.
I played that game.
That's the only Metal Gear game I have not played.
Same, yep.
Only one. Because at that time it was on PS3 and I had a 360.
Yep. Yeah,
and I
same.
never got a PS3. So yeah.
So yeah, right now it's what I'm doing. I've been busy, so
let's get it. We're gonna be busy in a minute as well, too. So guys, make sure you check us out on all the social media outlets for New York Wrestle Media. Make sure you check out all episodes. New episode of Cutting a Promo coming out as for this recording will be soon. And of course, all things connected to New York Wrestle Media, history and headlocks, wrestling rundown, Turnbuckle Tabloid, and of course the untitled episode of this dropping soon. And as always, guys, check you guys in a sec.
New York Wrestle Media.